This video will show you how to automate tabs easily inside Photoshop. Before we actually begin, let's see an example of what I'm talking about. So let us say I intend to get rid of this background. Of course, we know that there are many ways to do that, but I'm going to do this with one click. So I'm going to bring the Actions panel. If you cannot find the Actions panel here, go to Window and tick it from here. Let us select this action and simply click on this button to apply it. As you can see, it automatically detects the subject from this background and remove it. Let us test it on another image. I'll switch to this one and select this particular action again and play it. And it works. Let us switch again to this other image here, and let us say I intend to remove the color and replace it. Then I can choose this other action here and simply click on this button. It removes the subject from the background and replaces the background with a different color. It also created a new group and put everything inside that group. Let's expand it. It says click here to change the background color, so you can just click on this thumbnail and pick a different color from here, just like so. Let's revert the image. There is another action I need to show you. Go to File and then choose Revert. If you select the other action here and just click on this button to play, it is going to automatically remove the background and prompts you to give a name to the background color you need to change. So I'm just going to rename this to maybe red and just click OK. I'll just pick this red and just say OK. And it automatically replaces that background with this red. I'm going to show you how to create this type of actions inside Photoshop step by step. The last action here is very useful because it helps you process multiple images at once and export them as PNG. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So let's actually get into the video and learn how to create these actions in the first place. Alright, let us start by bringing the Actions panel one more time to the screen. Inside here, I'm simply going to select this group or this set and delete it because I want to show you how to do everything step by step. Before you create any action inside Photoshop, you first need to create a container or a set or a folder where those actions will live inside. To create a new set, click on the folder icon here. Let's give it a new name and then let's click OK. As you can see, it gets added with these other actions here. To define the action inside this set, click on the plus sign. The first action I need to create here is just going to remove the background without doing anything. So I'll call this one background remover only. Then you want to make sure that it falls within that particular set we created. So you can change the set by clicking here and choosing this particular set or folder here. You can also assign a keyboard shortcut, but I'm going to leave it to null. Now I'll just click record. As you can see, this button here turns red. This means anything you do after this step is going to be recorded step by step. So what I usually want to do here is to go to select and then simply choose the subject select. Once subject select is done, I'll simply go here and add a mask by clicking on this button. That's all I wanted to do for this action, but let's put everything inside a group. So I'll select this particular layer here and then press Ctrl+G to group everything, and I'll rename the group. To stop the recording, simply click on this other button here. Now, this particular action has recorded all the steps we took to remove the background. Let's play it to see if it works. I'm going to collapse this set and then I'll go to File and revert the image. Then I'll come to my actions, expand this folder and select the background remover only. Then I'll just click here to play it. As you can see, everything worked perfectly. Let us again revert the image and create another action to remove and replace the color. To add another action within this particular set, let us click on the plus sign again. I'll just rename this action to remove and replace color. Then I'll click on the set and make sure it falls within this particular set or folder. Then I'll just click record. And the first thing I'll have to do is to go to select and then choose subject select. After that, I'll simply add a mask by clicking here. Then I'll click on the adjustment layer icon and then I choose solid color. I'll just pick any random color from here such as this red and just click OK. Then I'll move the color down. I'll also right click on the mask and delete the layer mask. Then I'll just give some text here to give instruction. Then hit enter. And again, let's put everything inside one group. Now let's stop the action by clicking on this button. Inside this set or folder, we now have two actions. The action to remove the background only and the action to remove and replace color automatically. Let us test to see if it works on this particular image. I'll select the second action we created and just click on the play button. As you can see, everything worked perfectly. Now, let us say I intend to remove the background, but I want the action to tell me which color to pick. In that case, we need to create another action and insert the prompt. Let us do that. I'm going to revert this image by going to File and then choosing Revert. And then I'll simply come to my Actions folder and simply click on the plus sign again. I'll just rename the action. I'll rename it to Remove Background/Prompts. Then I'll make sure I click here and choose that particular set or folder. I don't need to assign any function key, but you can do so if you want. I'll just click Record. Now the first thing I'll do is the steps we have already done. So let's go to Select and choose Subject Select. Then let us add a mask, and then let's click here and choose Solid Color. Let us pick maybe blue this time and move the color down. Let's get rid of the mask. Let's just give some text here and let us again put everything inside the group. Then I'll stop the action. As we saw from the second example, if we play this action at this stage, it is simply going to replicate everything we have done here. It will not give us the prompt which will make us change the color automatically. To do that, expand this arrow here by clicking on it. Let us go to where it says Make Fill Layer. You can click on this hamburger icon here and insert a stop with conditional statements. For now, the quick way to do it is to just click on this box right here. As you can see, the box turns on. This means that Photoshop is going to ask us a prompt on this particular step. Let us see whether it works or not. I'm going to minimize the panel and revert the image. Then let us go to our Actions panel and select the third action here and just click on this button. As you can see, it prompts us to give a name to the color. So I'll just call it Change Colors. Then I'll just click OK. It also prompts us to pick another color of our choice. I'll pick maybe this dark orange or this one and click OK. And it completes the whole process for us almost instantly. So if you want to create a prompt, simply expand the action and then identify the portion where you need the prompt to be. Then simply turn it on. Now that we have created these three actions, let us see how we can use them to process multiple images. The reason I'm staying on this window is to make you know that you don't even need to create a new document for this trick to work. The only thing you have to do is to make sure that you have a folder of images set somewhere on your hard drive. So let us go to File and then let's go down here to Script and then let's choose Image Processor. For now, I have to select a folder of images I want to process instantly. I'll simply click on Select Folder. Then I'll navigate in my hard drive until I find the folder I'm looking for. And then I'll just click OK. Now I need to specify the destination. You can also choose to click here and save everything in the same location, but I want to save it in a different folder. So I click here and then choose Select Folder. I'll select this folder. If there are some subdirectories or subfolders, then what you want to do is to make sure that you turn on Include Subfolders and also keep folder structure from here. But since I don't have any folder hierarchy, I'm going to leave this turned off. Down here you can save it as JPEG, PSD or TIFF. The only option I cannot find here which is very useful for me is PNG. I hope Adobe adds this very soon. But for now, let us save everything as JPEG. You can set the quality from here. I want the quality to be as high as possible. So the highest is 12 and the minimum is 1. Let's make everything 12. You can also choose to embed the color profile to sRGB. Since we have already created an action that is going to do that task for us, let us simply make sure we check this box which says Run Action. Turn it on. And if you click here, you can see the default actions that ship with Photoshop and the actions that we created a moment ago. Simply select this particular set and inside here, let us be specific with the action that we want to use. Here, I just want to be able to remove and replace the color with the colors that we created in this particular action. So I'll select that particular action, and if you have some copyright info, you can input that here. Let us simply click on this button to run everything. At this stage, you simply have to wait for Photoshop to process all the images and save them for you. As you can see, all the images in that particular folder I selected have been processed. Now, let us navigate to my hard drive to see what has happened. Since we chose files as the destination, let's open it up. And the first thing you notice is that we have a folder that is created here, JPEG, because we chose JPEG. Let's click to open it up. As you can see, all these images have been changed to that particular background. Let us click this one here. I kept this on purpose. As you can see, although the action actually helped us to remove the background, it did not do a great job in this particular image. But if we look at other images, it worked pretty well. So you have to be mindful of the type of images that you use. The images should have high contrast with the background if you want to have great results. Now, let me show you how to fix this particular image inside Photoshop with the action. I'll simply click here to play the action. What you have to do now is to expand the group. Then make sure the mask is selected. Let me right click here and choose large thumbnail for you to see. Make sure this mask is selected. Then switch to the brush tool. Then make sure you have a soft round brush selected. Since we need to hide these extra details, make sure the foreground color is set to black. Then just gradually begin to paint on those details to hide them. Now let's return back to the folder with the images we processed. As you can see, all the images lived in this particular folder. I simply use image processor to tell Photoshop to process all these images without me having to open them one after another inside Photoshop. This is actually a great way for you to process thousands of images within one click inside Photoshop. Give a simple command and tell Photoshop to do everything for you while you relax. Okay guys? And if we open this folder, we can see the processed images right here. If you also chose the option which says JPEG or PSD, you will have PSD folder right here. Now, if we need to export multiple images with transparent background, we already know that if we go to File and then choose Script and Image Processor, we will not have the option to select PNG from here. So what we have to do is to use another trick. Let's cancel out. And as we know, we have to start by creating an action. Let us go to the Actions panel and let's click on the plus sign. I'll just call this action PNG. Then I'll click on the set and make sure it falls within this particular set or folder. Then I'll just hit record. Now I'll go to select and then choose subject select. Once this is done, let us add a mask by clicking here. And the step I'm going to show you now is very important. Take note of this step guys. What you have to do is to actually save this image somewhere on your hard drive in a PNG format. To do that, use the Save As command inside Photoshop. Go to File and then choose Save As. I'll simply navigate through my hard drive and open this particular folder right here. Now I'll simply click here to add a new folder there and I'll rename it to New PNG. I'm going to double click to open it and then I'll click on the Save As type and choose PNG from here. Then I'll click Save. The reason I'm going through all those steps is to make sure that we have that particular step recorded here. Now just click OK. As you can see, we have the Save command right here. If you need to see exactly what has been done, click on this arrow beside it. Let's just minimize for now and then let's stop the action. Let's go to File and then we'll go to Automate and then let's choose Batch. Inside here, we also have to define the destination and the source. Let's start with the source. Here under the set, we simply have the background remover folder which we have created, the folder with the actions. And inside here, I'll simply click here and choose PNG because this is the action that is going to preserve transparency. Then under the source, I'm going to click on folder and then click on choose. I'll navigate through my hard drive and select this particular folder right here. Now that we have defined the source, let us define the destination. We also want the destination to be inside a folder, so let's choose the folder. I'll double click inside here and choose the folder I created, New PNG, and just choose Select Folder. Now, one thing you have to make sure you turn on is this button right here, which says Override Action Save As command. If you do not turn this button on, you will have to manually do it, which is not what we want. We want Photoshop to override that particular command, so make sure it is turned on, as you can read from this instruction here. If you don't want to see this instruction again, click Don't Show Again. I'm going to leave it on and just click OK. Under the document name, let us just give any name to our document. I want everything to be renamed to photo. I'll just call it photo. Then I'll give a space in order to have a little gap in between the 01 here. The 01 here is simply determined by the 2-digit serial number here. You can add 3 digits to have 001.give and so on. I prefer just 2 digits, so I'm going to click here and choose a 3-digit serial number. Then click here and choose extension, not this one, choose the smaller one. Now with all these settings in place, let us simply click OK. At this stage, you simply have to relax. Photoshop is going to automatically open those images, apply the action with transparency, and save them to that particular folder. And when everything is done, I'll meet you there. Alright, when the whole process is over, let us again return to our hard drive to find those images. I will double click on Files and then open New PNG. As you can see, all these documents here have a transparent background. Let us test one of them. I'll simply click and open this one inside Photoshop. As you can see, everything worked perfectly. We can confirm that this is PNG because I can just select this subject right here and move it around. So, this is how you can process a folder of thousands of images inside Photoshop without actually opening them one after another. This is a huge time saver if you actually know how to use it. There are many possibilities with actions inside Photoshop. If you got value out of this video guys, please kindly support our channel by subscribing and commenting down below to let us know. I will be creating more videos like this in the future. So subscribe and I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Bye bye.